because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down.
Was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Wendy Williams has been waiting for this moment for decades. Diddy, the hip-hop icon and media mogul, is now facing serious scrutiny following his recent arrest, with headlines erupting around him. As many watch closely, one person is quietly celebrating. Wendy, who has a long and complicated history with Diddy. She's reportedly thrilled to see justice finally catching up to the man she claims has long impacted her career negatively. This unfolding drama marks a significant moment for Wendy as she reflects on their tumultuous past.
I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week.
Diddy's recent arrest has sent shockwaves through Manhattan, unfolding in a dramatic fashion as federal agents executed a well-coordinated operation after months of investigation. This wasn't just a random knock on the door. Authorities had been piecing together serious accusations against him, revealing a picture that goes beyond mere controversy. The Southern District of New York had kept their cards close to their chest, but when the sealed indictment was unveiled, it was clear Diddy was in serious trouble. His arrest comes after years of mounting allegations, and while his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has vigorously defended him, labeling the arrest as unjust, the reality is far from a minor hiccup. Agnifilo emphasized that Diddy had voluntarily relocated to New York, eager to confront the charges head-on and clear his name in court. However, with Diddy's complicated history and the weight of these accusations, many are left wondering what's next for the music mogul. This situation is anything but simple, and the drama continues to unfold.
Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
Diddy's empire, which spans music, fashion, and liquor brands, is now crumbling under the weight of serious accusations. While his lawyer attempts to spin the narrative, Wendy Williams is watching closely, seemingly with a smirk. For those unaware, Wendy has every reason to feel vindicated. Years ago, she was one of the first to warn the world about Diddy, pointing out that something wasn't quite right. Instead of receiving praise for her honesty, she was blackballed from the industry, forced to rebuild her career from the ground up. Now, as the drama unfolds, Wendy's long-held suspicions are finally gaining traction.
Before, I seen him even tell people on the phone before, like, yo, like he did Wendy Williams.
The feud between Wendy Williams and Diddy dates back to the 1990s, resembling a dramatic soap opera. Wendy, then a rising radio star, boldly discussed rumors about Diddy, making unflinching claims about his personal life and behind-the-scenes behavior. At the time, Diddy was at the pinnacle of his career, a music mogul with the Midas touch, seemingly untouchable. He did not take kindly to Wendy's commentary, setting off a contentious rivalry that would have lasting repercussions for both of their careers. Wendy's fearless approach contrasted sharply with Diddy's powerful image, leading to a complicated and tumultuous relationship.
This is Wendy Williams, the hottest radio host in New York City.
In retaliation, Diddy allegedly leveraged his immense power to sabotage Wendy's career. Wendy claims that this was more than a simple celebrity feud. She asserts that Diddy actively sought to get her fired from her radio gig at Hot 97. Imagine being at the peak of your career, with a growing fan base, only to have it all stripped away overnight. That's exactly what Wendy experienced. Diddy's influence was so formidable that it felt like the entire industry turned its back on her, leaving her to rebuild her career from scratch amidst the fallout.
When I get back to New York City, if she's on a radio station, he's talking to a radio executive.
Wendy has always been candid about the toll this feud took on her. It wasn't just about losing a job. She lost her entire platform. For years, She fought to rebuild her career, clawing her way back with her now iconic talk show. Despite becoming one of the most recognizable faces in daytime television, she never forgot how Diddy tried to erase her. Wendy had warned people back then about Diddy, highlighting that he wasn't as untouchable as everyone thought. But during that time, with Diddy wielding such influence, few dared to speak out for fear of losing his favor.
What's worse, hip-hop wearing skirts or hip-hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood that, and denial of something that...
Wendy wasn't just sitting on the sidelines. She had real stories and encounters that made her wary of Diddy. She recounted how he wielded his power to intimidate and silence those who crossed him. In one particularly chilling incident, she alleged that Diddy threatened her with violent, life-threatening statements. These weren't just empty words. Wendy believed he had the clout to follow through, deepening her resolve to keep her distance while still calling him out. For years, Diddy brushed off the rumors and accusations, his larger-than-life persona shielding him from any real fallout. As one of hip-hop's most influential figures, he produced hits and launched countless careers, but Wendy saw through the facade, determined to speak her truth despite the risks.
The first woman to uncover the homo thug.
Wendy kept warning people, dropping subtle hints on her show that Diddy wasn't as squeaky clean as he portrayed himself to be. Each mention of his name carried a palpable tension, revealing the bitterness of someone who felt wronged yet was patiently waiting for her moment of vindication. Now that moment has finally arrived, with Diddy behind bars facing serious charges that could lead to years, if not decades, in prison. Wendy's quiet gloating has sparked conversations of its own. While she hasn't issued a lengthy statement, sources close to her reveal that she's pleased and even finds irony in the situation. After all, Diddy once wielded the power to ruin her career, but now he finds himself at the mercy of a system far larger than his celebrity status.
A few times I thought I was going to pass out because it was hot on that staircase. You know what I'm saying? And when they closed the doors, I knew something was going down.
The irony isn't lost on Wendy, and her fans have taken to social media to express their support, highlighting how she warned the world about Diddy long before these accusations surfaced. It's a classic case of, "I told you so," but the stakes are much higher than a mere celebrity spat. Wendy's words from decades ago now carry the weight of truth as Diddy's carefully constructed empire begins to crumble around him, shifting public perception and validating her long-held concerns.
If they don't do a boxing one outside and get these kids off the door, somebody gonna tonight. He said, Gene, don't worry about that.
Wendy's journey is a testament to resilience. Despite Diddy's attempts to silence her, she emerged stronger and more determined, building a platform even bigger than the one she lost. She proves that you can't keep a good woman down, no matter how powerful her enemies are. While Wendy has faced her own controversies and struggles, particularly in recent years, she's undeniably having the last laugh regarding Diddy. As news of his arrest dominates the headlines, people are revisiting Wendy's past comments with fresh eyes. What once seemed like gossip now appears more prophetic.
But we've also heard that there's some secret lawsuit going on in New York City as it relates to Diddy.
Wendy wasn't just spreading baseless rumors. She was shedding light on a side of Diddy that the public wasn't ready to confront. Now that the truth is finally emerging, her warnings feel all the more relevant. While Wendy may not have single-handedly brought Diddy down, she undeniably planted seeds of doubt. Her courage to speak out, even at great personal cost, reminds us that sometimes the truth takes time to surface, but when it does, it hits hard. Speaking of hitting hard, Diddy's fall from grace isn't just a personal victory for Wendy. It's a significant moment in the realm of celebrity scandals. People are beginning to question how much power figures like Diddy have wielded behind the scenes and what other secrets might still be lurking in the shadows. For Wendy, this is a bittersweet moment of validation, while for Diddy, it marks the beginning of what could be a long and painful journey through the legal system.
All allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner of bad behavior.
With Diddy now facing the full force of the law, he's under scrutiny like never before. One thing's for sure, Wendy Williams will be watching closely, likely with a knowing smile. Just when it seemed things couldn't get worse for him, the latest wave of allegations hit like a ton of bricks. The charges unveiled in the sealed indictment have sent shockwaves not only through the music industry, but across the entire entertainment world. As the courtroom drama unfolds, more individuals are coming forward, joining the growing chorus of accusations against him, amplifying the intensity of the situation.
Diddy has been under criminal investigation for months by federal prosecutors here in New York, and if there are criminal charges, many of them may look a lot like what some of these individuals have been describing.
So, what exactly is Diddy facing now? It's not pretty. The latest accusations range from severe misconduct to physical harm, with claims from individuals who say they've been wronged by him over the years. The gravity of the situation is underscored by the fact that many of these allegations reveal a troubling pattern of behavior, suggesting that Diddy has managed to sidestep consequences for far too long. With federal authorities now involved, it's evident that this is a moment of reckoning for him.
One of the things that's going to happen, and I do believe that there has been a grand jury investigation that has been employed in this case. I think there may be a federal investigation going on, and there may be a stateside one, but I'm not totally sure. But one of the things that the prosecution in any case is going to try to do is show that there is a pattern of behavior here.
The most jaw-dropping aspect of this situation is the sheer number of individuals coming forward. Many lawsuits and public statements against Diddy have emerged in recent months, creating a mounting wave of legal trouble for the once untouchable music mogul. Several accusations date back decades, with victims finally mustering the courage to speak out now that the tides are turning against him. One former music producer accused Diddy of coercion, claiming he was pushed into uncomfortable situations. Another individual shared similar stories, revealing that Diddy's behavior behind closed doors starkly contrasted with his polished public persona. Among the most high-profile accusations
and it's not just
is the
because of the
case
charges
brought
he's
by
facing.
Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie, Diddy's former partner. In her 2023 lawsuit, she described in vivid detail the abuse she endured during their decade-long relationship, alleging that Diddy subjected her to physical and emotional torment, complete with accounts of aggressive behavior and unreasonable demands.
I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
The situation got so bad that she eventually took legal action, and even though the case was settled swiftly, the damage to D's reputation had been done. The speed of the settlement just a day after the lawsuit was filed raised eyebrows. It seemed like Diddy was eager to make it all go away as quickly as possible, but the settlement did little to quiet the rumors or the public's growing curiosity about the full extent of his behavior. And let's not forget about a leaked video that emerged just months after Cass's lawsuit. This shocking footage, aired by CNN in May 2024, captured Diddy in an explosive argument with Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel. In a video, he seemed physically attacking her, throwing her to the ground, kicking her, and even attempting to drag her away before security intervenes. This wasn't some grainy, hard-to-see clip either. This was clear, undeniable proof of Diddy's violent behavior caught on camera for the world to see.
Holmes is seen shoving, kicking, and dragging his then-girlfriend down the hallway. And now he's posted an apology on Instagram.
The video caused an uproar, and while Diddy issued a public apology, calling his actions disgusting, it wasn't enough to salvage his image.
That's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's this weird sense of grief because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip-hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief. Like another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy and it's their own fault because of poor choice.
The aftermath of that video sparked even more lawsuits, with additional victims coming forward to share their disturbing experiences with Diddy. What's becoming increasingly clear is that Diddy's alleged behavior wasn't isolated to one person or time period. These accusations span decades. It's only now that the full scope of his actions is being revealed. For many, this feels like justice that's long overdue. Diddy has been associated with power and wealth for so long that people assumed he was untouchable. But now, it seems the walls are finally closing in.
This newest lawsuit, this would probably only expedite or increase the amount of allegations and potential witnesses who could testify against Sean Combs.
But let's not forget that Wendy Williams is watching all of this unfold with a quiet sense of satisfaction. This is the moment she's been waiting for, a culmination of years of struggle. Wendy has always believed that Diddy's empire was built on a shaky foundation, and she hasn't shied away from expressing her belief that his public persona was merely a facade. Now that the truth is coming to light, her feelings of vindication are palpable. It's almost poetic how their stories have intertwined over the years. Diddy, a man who once wielded immense power, used his influence to temporarily destroy Wendy's career. Now, as he faces the very real possibility of years, maybe even the rest of his life, embroiled in legal battles, Wendy remains standing strong. However, Wendy's own life has also been under scrutiny lately, not just for her iconic talk show, but for more troubling reasons. There's been significant buzz about her documentary, Where is Wendy? Which has turned into a scandal of its own. Wendy's Guardian has revealed that the documentary was produced without her proper consent, claiming that at the time of filming, Wendy wasn't in a position to make clear decisions about her participation due to her declining health. This revelation adds another layer of heartbreak to her already tumultuous journey.
Been some updates in the Diddy $100 million default judgment that we reported on earlier this week.
According to her Guardian, Wendy was exploited by the producers of the documentary, who filmed her while she was clearly unwell, all for their own profit. The documentary presented a bleak picture of Wendy, showcasing her confused and vulnerable in several scenes, leaving many fans feeling uneasy about how it was handled. Even worse, Wendy received a shockingly small amount for the project, a mere fraction of what the producers made. Her Guardian is now fighting back, demanding that Wendy be compensated fairly and that the profits from the documentary be directed toward her care as she continues to face significant health challenges.
If he's allowed to go through with any of the sales, I won't be able to recoup any of my monies or anything from him as a result of any possible judgment in this action, if he's allowed to proceed with it. And an injunction or a restraining order would help ensure that he's not manipulating and selling the property to avoid.
So while Wendy may be finding some satisfaction in watching Diddy's downfall, she's also facing her own set of challenges. If there's one thing we know about Wendy, it's that she's a fighter. She has always managed to bounce back, no matter what life throws her way. And there's no doubt she will continue to persevere through this latest chapter. As for Diddy, his future looks incredibly uncertain. With charges piling up and the legal system closing in, some legal experts speculate that he could end up behind bars for a long time. The stakes have never been higher, and the outcome remains to be seen.
At 5, the legal troubles continue for Sean Diddy Combs tonight after a judge ordered the music mogul to pay $100 million to a Michigan man who says that he was sexually assaulted by Combs in '97.
According to court documents, Derek Cardello Smith says Combs and then assaulted him during an after party at a Holiday Inn in Detroit. But Combs never responded to the lawsuit in court.
The charges Diddy is facing aren't the kind that can be swept away with a quick settlement or a powerful legal team. This time, it seems his past is finally catching up with him in a way that might truly stick. There's also been significant buzz about how his behavior has affected his business ventures. Diddy is not just a music producer. He's a businessman with interests in fashion, media, and spirits, among other things. However, with all these allegations swirling around, many of his business deals have started to crumble. Major companies are distancing themselves from him, and it appears that no one wants to be associated with the once revered mogul anymore. Even his longtime partners in the fashion and spirits industries have begun to cut ties, leaving Diddy's empire in shambles.
Diddy is now being sued in addition to what we just talked about by Dawn Richards. You guys will remember her. She was a part of Making the Band,
Dirty Money,
Dirty Money, the Danny Kane era. So basically what she is alleging, she's alleging a lot of different things.
What's even more fascinating is how Diddy's current predicament is illuminating the darker side of the entertainment industry. For years, rumors have circulated about what really happens behind the scenes, with whispers of powerful figures using their influence to manipulate, control, and harm others. Now that Diddy's situation is in the spotlight, more people are questioning how many other celebrities might be hiding similar skeletons in their closets. This could be a reckoning for an industry that has often turned a blind eye to bad behavior, especially from someone as influential as Diddy. As the legal proceedings continue, it's likely that more details will emerge, and who knows what other revelations might come to light. For now, it's clear that Diddy's fall from grace is far from over. Meanwhile, Wendy will be watching with a mix of satisfaction and perhaps some empathy. After all, she knows what it's like to be on the receiving end of public scrutiny, even if she's never faced anything quite like what Diddy is dealing with now. So, what do you think? Is Diddy finally facing the consequences for his actions, or will he find a way to make a comeback? And how about Wendy? Do you believe she'll continue to rise above her own struggles while watching Diddy's empire fall? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.